Hey, is this me? I can't tell.
Hey, it's me. I have a review of a band that I'd never heard of before this album came out, to be honest with you. And an album that I very much enjoy, a band you might not know, I don't know. But that's Spellcaster with Night Hides the World. Fucking pretty cool artwork too, just gotta say. This is on Prosthetic Records. So, these guys, they are, I just would say, a more straight up heavy metal band. This is their third album, I believe, according to Spotify. So, yeah, say what you will about the website, but every Friday I go to Metal Injection and I look at the weekly injection that they post, which has all the new albums coming out that day. And, I usually try to check out just about everything that they link in and all that stuff. And then, I scroll through the other albums. If you watch the breakdown, when we talk about new albums, that's where it comes from. So I was like, I'll check it out. They say it's heavy metal. Fuck it. Checked it out. I was pretty impressed. Listened to the whole album, and I was just completely blown away. And I just had to pick this album up. I've been listening to this album pretty much non-stop since Friday. It's a fine album. Is it the best album I've heard this year? No. I don't think so. If you would have asked me Friday or Saturday, I might have said yes. Just because I feel that initially this album is very impressive. The songwriting is very strong. There's a lot of melody, a lot of exciting guitar moments on here. It's just a fun album from start to finish, and I was kind of blown away by the vocals. The singer, Tyler, I believe his name is. Hey, they sound very much like Baroness to me. At least initially. Baroness with like a mix of like fucking Mastodon and all kinds of stuff. But at the same time, they're very unique at the same time. I like the vocals, but here's the problem with this album. Is that after, like I said, I've been listening to this nonstop. After, 5, 6, 7 listens, it does start to, you do notice how somewhat repetitive it is in their style. This band is incredibly straightforward. I would say they combine, like I said, some Baroness with more just straight up heavy metal bands, like a Holy Grail, for example. I noticed some of that a little bit in the vocals, and then sometimes in the riffs, definitely in the sound to me. This kind of sounds like Holy Grail's debut album, Crisis in Utopia, to me in terms of production. Just very raw, very loosey-goosey type feeling on guitar. And that's one thing I kind of like about the guitars on here, is that there's little things that, this guitar player's doing, but that one's not. And little details that kind of add to it, make it kind of exciting that on repeated listens, you're like, oh, I didn't notice that. That's pretty cool. But then very strong leads, in my opinion. The Accuser has an incredible lead to it. I just fucking love it. And then you take Betrayal, when the verse kicks in, the trots start, it gets a little bit heavier, a little bit more upbeat. The lead that's in that verse is something that I would have never thought of. I was like, wow, I kind of never heard a lead like that in this spot. You know, it's just kind of cool to me. I like it a lot, and it just seems to me like the Lost Ones is another one that has very good leads during the verse, and that's what I like about it. Is there's just a lot of great guitar moments on here, and as a guitar player, it just makes me happy, you know. And then the solos just completely shred. These are some of the best solos I've heard in a long time. They're so well executed and so well written, and they just flow so fucking well. It's amazing to me. But getting back to my complaint about this is, I do think this album does get a little bit more repetitive, more on its back half. You know, I think its first 4 songs are just fucking great. Betrayal, I like, you know, the different tempo changes in there. It can get pretty heavy, and then during the verses, and then, you know, the chorus is, you know, a slower, just more sing-along type chorus in a way. Night Hides the World is something you just kind of pump your fucking fist to, you know. The Lost Ones is something that just gives you just a feeling like no other to me. And I love how this album just kind of starts with the track Aria. It just kind of punches you right in the face, and it was like, here, this is who we are, you know. I like it. But I would say I Live Again, The Accuser, and The Moon Doors are they're not bad songs. When I listen to them, I'm like, these are pretty good. But, you know, if I were to tell you how they go right now, I can maybe only pick out a part or in each song. It's like, oh, well, the chorus really flowed well during there and really stood out to me, or the guitar lead really stood out to me in that one, you know. It's like, say, The Accuser, for example, or the chorus to me in I Live Again. But otherwise, those songs are a little bit repetitive. They're still the same tempo, still the same type of stuff, and it just doesn't have as many standout moments as, say, the first 4 songs. But the last track, Prophecy, I really enjoyed. I love the chorus in that song, and I really, really like the main riff in it too. So to me, it starts out on a really high note and really goes for a while. Then it dips a little bit, and then it ends on a pretty strong note. I think, you know, if you're a fan of heavy metal bands, there's a lot of Iron Maiden influence in this album too. You know, it's not soaring fucking power metal. It's just straight up metal, very melodic, very engaging to me. Yeah, I like it. Spellcaster, Night Hides the World. I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. It's a fun album to listen to. I think this will be on my top 20 by the end of the year for sure. Check it out. I mean, they're a relatively small band. So, Prosthetic Records. Yeah, thanks for watching. There's a lot of albums coming out this Friday. There's at least 4 that I want to try to get around to review. Despised Icon, Periphery, what else? Black Crown Initiate, Revocation, and then I'm going to Summer Slaughter next week. So lots of cool stuff on the music side of things, man. Things are picking up a little bit here. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.